I'm joined now by Mike Fuller of InterSystems. Tell us about InterSystems. What does it do, Mike?
Good afternoon, Roy. Good to be here. InterSystems is a global innovator in healthcare IT. What does that mean? It means that we provide hospital information systems, laboratory systems, and crucially, health information exchange systems to make sure the right kind of information goes to the right people for the right kind of care. And that gets applied to things like population health, clinical trials, all kinds of things around the periphery of care. That's very important to get the quality of care when you are in need of treatment in the hospital, in primary care, etc.
And I think you've been a regular at Health Insights at the exhibitions and
Indeed.
Conferences.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the knuckle cracker question is, well, why? What's in it for you?
Well, we believe in investing in the community. We believe in the exchange of information, and Health Insights have been doing just that. In fact, I think particularly as interesting is that they focus on the kind of topics that the community needs to learn from, exchange. Understanding what your peers are doing is very important in healthcare. People want to understand and manage the risk of care protocols, care pathways. And so it's very important that nurses meet other nurses, but also then other groups meet together as well. So you get outside of your care setting, you get outside of your discipline. That's what Health Insights have seen, and that's what they facilitated.
Yeah, I've found that myself. And I think, would it be right to say there's been something of a renaissance in the sort of whole IT industry since it's been freed up quite a bit, hasn't it? We've seen lots of new innovative products coming in. We've had open source as well announced. I mean, do you think the whole market is more buoyant now?
Well, we're very busy as a supplier. In fact, maybe too busy. We've had to actually decline going for certain bids. So there's a degree where the demise of the MP-FIT program left a vacuum. But also there's a lack of skills in the industry, frankly. They're not all the buyers know what they need to do. There's some very good independent consultants. But actually you have to go past that and you have to think about the adoption, the change management. One of the best things that have come out of the recent years really is the clinical engagement very early on in the process to make sure that the vision is there, that the adoption comes through the right changes in the present state and the future state of the processes.
I think that's right, is it? Because that's what's been missing. I mean, since Connecting for Health has disappeared, I mean, there was a time when the big service providers would come in and say, hey, we've got this wonderful solution for you, here's the box, open it, plug it in, cheerio. But the whole development thing is different now, and it requires a different kind of a partnership that Health Insights probably gives you the background for.
I think Health Insights is providing the platform for the communities to really learn about the innovative new ways of solving problems. I think that we do want to look at the negative side of the demise of the NP-FIT. The LSPs the local service providers did provide a great degree of quality assurance and product development innovation over decades. So the only thing I would say is that end users need to understand that some of them have been following a very tactical approach. And it isn't just about the integration exchange of information, it's about managing that change over decades. So that's the only thing I'd balance with.
I think that's right. I mean, we don't want to kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Exactly. Yeah.
Respect the past, take the best of it into the future is the way to manage change. But because we are, I mean, dealing. The past used to be 20 years ago, but now the past was 20 minutes ago. I mean, think about for a moment mobile technology and apps and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's revolutionising your industry, isn't it? As well as revolutionising the NHS.
I think there's an expectation that people in their personal lives are seeing what Google can do with them, and the interoperability of being able to see a restaurant on a map and know the menu and be able to go and tell your friend very easily, let's go and meet at that. So there's that expectation of service. But then you've got to put it into the care governance. You've got to understand the provenance of information coming to you. You've got to make sure that security is there. So I think it's not all about an app. It's not all about having an app for that or mobile. It's about fitting mobile in to the systems in a smart way. So it's putting care into the hands of the clinicians at the point of care. That's very, very important. Mobilizing them. But it isn't about the technology. That's maybe a misunderstanding.
Well, yes, I mean, there are two questions really that spring into my mind when you say that. I mean, first of all, will it deliver effectively the same care but faster or quicker or better? I mean, will it actually impact the quality of care? And of course, as far as the mobile devices are concerned, apps and so on, the MHRA now have stepped in, haven't they, and said they've all got to be approved. So do you think that will slow down innovation?
Well, I think, again, it's a question of balancing governance with innovation, and that's going to happen everywhere. It's going to happen in all fields of how you apply IT to healthcare, as it does other industries. So I think it might have some slowing down, but I think it's necessary, because too much.
It's got to be safe. I
yeah,
guess.
too
What
much
about the
anarchy.
quality of care? How do you see it? Does it mean better quality, or does it just mean more efficient healthcare?
Well, let's be honest. We spent a lot of the 80s and 90s automating the administrative processes, the PAS, and now we're slap bang in the middle of the EPR and the necessity to arm and mobilise the clinician. The clinician doesn't want to be told what the care protocol is. They want to be assisted. They don't want to be data entry clerks. They want to be able to have the kind of clinical decision support. So focus is very much on presenting the right content, the right kind of clinically reviewed and peer-reviewed information, so you can quickly diagnose based on what you've got, and then also you can build a care plan, and that care plan, very importantly, is known to the whole integrated care team.
Yes.
So it's about integration, patient-centric, and that's what a mobile system can provide in a very social, agile way.
That's such an important point that you make there, because the healthcare team now is, healthcare is team delivered, isn't it? And then you've got also now, of course, with elder care particularly, you've got social services, the voluntary sector. I mean, do you see your systems, is it possible to integrate your systems with the voluntary sector, the third sector, social services, who have a completely different idea of what IT is? I mean, that's quite a challenge for you, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if you look at the hospital, we've had some very deep, narrow functionality, and if you look outside of the hospital, we've had a kind of wider, shallower functionality. The information flows have also followed that kind of design, and what we need to find is that the right balance of who needs to know what where. For instance, if you take child protection, the information sharing system that's just coming to now the Spine 2 is live, very important. It's a very small link in the chain, but it's very important that any child comes into unscheduled care, if they've got a care plan, that the care guardian, the child guardian knows about it. So it's things like that. It's the little detail that's making a difference to having that more joined up care.
Yeah, I was in an A&E recently where exactly that happened. A child came in that was bruised. Not because of the bruises, but because of something else. The bruises were spotted, and they were able to access some quite important data. We're up against the buffers of time. I could talk to you all day. It's so interesting to talk to you. But just finally, I think there's such a lot on offer, isn't there? Really, you've got a huge raft of innovative products, and the market has now seen a rejuvenation, I think. And I guess it's probably right to say, isn't it, events like Health Insights give people the opportunity to rub shoulders with people like you, innovators, people who need solutions. It's quite a good environment, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We need that platform where we can innovate and have some of the future solutions like personal medicine, genomics, and then actually worry about the execution day to day. So we can fly at 30,000 feet, but the hard part is taking off and landing. The only way we're going to solve that is by talking together, and we have to acknowledge and address the underlying drivers that we don't have enough money to treat everybody in all the care that we need. So making things, as you said earlier in the conversation, faster, better, cheaper is still governing what we're doing. We have to do that for the chronic care, we have to do that for the young, so that we can move from patients to citizens, from remedial care to well-being. And I think Health Insights will provide us with that opportunity to say what the order of priority is, and then go out and execute together.
Mike Fuller of InterSystems, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been really interesting to talk to you.
Thank you very much.